Hello, all of you risk takers and truth seekers to podcast life, the battlefield. As you know, in this podcast, I like to share with you the true knowledge, insights, and real life experience involved of intelligence and secrets. Everybody loves the secrets, right? I love the secrets. We all love the secrets. You know, sometimes you think, I don't want nobody come in possession of my phone, but secrets, you can't hide them. One thing I do remember from the days of communism when I was in different capacity, we were being told not to talk too much. I mean, loose lips sunk ships or something like this, right? That's from the English counterparts. But I do remember that we did have in military always these slogans and mottos on the wall which give us a pride, who we are, and it's always, shh, don't talk. You never know who is listening. Walls have ears. But today I prepare something for you. Today I prepare for you the best kept secrets from the Cold War, for which many of you believe they don't exist. It's a chaos theory or maybe conspiracy theory, but they are real. So let's go dig deep into this one. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bekes, and I'm the Guinness World Record holder. As well, I spent 20 years in government sector, mostly in military, 1,800 consecutive combat days, and in diplomacy, which is basically my legacy, working in interrogations, investigations, and espionage. So today, Cold War best secrets. For those who don't know, Cold War, which lasted from the conclusion of the World War II to the fall of the Soviet Union in 1991, was a period of intense geopolitical rivalry and warfare between the United States and Soviet Union. Despite the fact that much has been written about key events and personalities in this age, certain mysteries have remained unsolved for many years. During the Cold War, there was never such much secrecy and intrigue, from espionage to covert weapon development. Now, prepare for an in-depth look at some of the most best-kept secrets from Cold War. Number 1, Operation Bluebird. The CIA has its own mind control projects, as I previously explained with Zesetsung. That's a Stasi. Maybe you didn't know this, but there's a link here. I want you to check this one. Operation Bluebird gave the birth to Project MK Ultra, a CIA project to investigate various mind control and questioning tactics. The program, which was initiated in the 1950s, entailed human subjects being subject to hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and other psychological manipulation research. Can you ask yourself, what type of person will sit there and being told that we're going to just do a little bit electroshock, you do hypnosis, there's nothing there? People with patriotic mind. Those people. You don't get people from hospital, you don't get the prisoners, but people who were prepared because they love the country to give their life and health. However, the goal of Operation Bluebird was to investigate methods for acquiring intelligence from the prisoners of war and other people deemed all threat to U.S. national security. Prisoners, drug addicts, and mentally ill people were as well willing and unwilling participants. So, as I say, you have the people who volunteer for this process. That's how government works. How I know this? Well, I used to work for government. However, you can't always get enough number of the people to step out because they're patriots or they love the country. So you need to get more manpower from somewhere, right? Because if you train the one people how to extract something, you need to train another group of the people how to hide something. So CIA, yeah, they got those people, the prisoners, the prisoners of war, the drug addicts, and other ones for that testing as well. The program experiments sparked widespread outrage, and many of the procedures were used later condemned as a cruel and unethical for the public. Some of the victims suffered permanent psychological impairment as a result of the research, and some died. In the middle of the 1950s, Operation Bluebird was renamed Operation Artichoke and it's continued to explore mind control tactics until Project MK Ultra took in place in 1953. So that was before 1953. In 1953 starts MK Ultra. After the apologies, we hurt many people. Number 2, the Azorian Project. Project Azorian, originally known as a Project Glomar Explorer, was a clandestine CIA mission carried out during the Cold War in 1970s. The mission principal purpose was to recover the Soviet submarine K-129 Widowmaker from the depths of the Pacific Ocean. When the ballistic missile submarine K-129 sank in 1968, all 98 crew members perished. So CIA was eager to recover what? Well, submarine remnants in order to evaluate technology, learn more about Soviet submarine capabilities. Of course, let us get some missiles for ourselves. The project platform was the Hughes Glomar Explorer, a deep-sea mining vessel, customized for the job. So the grapple vehicle, huge claw-like device used to rise submarine on the top of the ship. The 1,500-ton submarine had to be hauled from the ocean floor, and developing a capture vehicle was just one of several engineering challenges, of course imposed by the mission complexity. Because the Soviet Union was likely apprehensive of any American ship operating in the area, the CIA needed to devise, what else? Cover story for the mission. Despite these challenges, the Glomar Explorer was able to recover a large amount of the submarine debris, as well as other objects and some important documents. Because the CIA has never made specifics of the operation public, it is uncertain how much intelligence was acquired during the trip. Submarine. How clever that it is. Number 3, Ford's Project Vest. As a part of the Cold War, the United States carried out the Vest-Ford Project, also known as the Vest-Ford Needles, in the late 1950s and early 1960s. The Vest-Ford Project aimed to create artificial ionosphere, a layer of charged particles in the upper atmosphere that mainly reflects radio waves, by launching millions of tiny copper needles into space. In May 1961, an Atlas rocket launched 480 million copper needles into orbit from Cape Canaveral. That's true. The needles, which weighed less than a human hair and were about an inch long, were designed to stay in orbit for a few years before gradually returning to Earth. Nonetheless, the idea has sparked considerable controversy and resistance. Numerous scientists and astronomers have expressed their concern, of course today, about the potential consequences of the copper needles on astronomical observations and prospective space missions. Concerns were raised about the needle's capacity to create space debris and collisions, as well as a long-term environmental effect. Environmental effect. The Vest-Ford project was ultimately regarded mostly unsuccessful. The project was eventually cancelled in the middle of the 1960s because the artificial ionosphere created by the needles did not perform as intended. While many of the needles that were previously launched into orbit have already broken apart or returned to Earth, microscopic bits of copper needles remain in the upper atmosphere still today. Believe it or not. What we're doing here. Number 4, Dead Hand Project. Again, Cold War, as I say, the secrets. During the Cold War in 1980s, the Soviet Union developed Dead Hand, also known as a perimeter, as a nuclear control system. As a last resort, the system was designed to ensure that even in the case of surprise attack, Soviet Union could retaliate with a nuclear strike. The Dead Hand system was built on a network of sensors, communication cables, and computer systems spread across the Soviet Union. In the case of a nuclear assault, the system would automatically launch a counter-strike without the need for human intervention. The Dead Hand was intended to serve as a warning against initial attack by the US or anybody else. However, the Dead Hand system ensured that a nuclear reprisal would be launched even if a surprise attack deposed the Soviet leadership. Many people regard the dead hand system as one of the most terrifying examples of the dangers of nuclear proliferation and the possibilities of unexpected events in the event of nuclear war. Even while it was intended to avert a surprise attack or strike that can result in a catastrophic loss of life, technology created the risk of an intended launch or mistake that may have fatal ramifications on entire world. We still don't know, did they turn it off or it's still on. Number 5, the Paperclip Initiative. You heard many times for Paperclip Initiative, after Second World War. Well, there's going the conspiracy theory that Americans snitched, German scientists and Russian. Well, it's true. However, it's gone beyond this, and it's called the Paperclip Initiative. Following Second World War, the United States initiated Operation Paperclip, a secret operation in which employed German scientists, engineers and technicians to work for its military intelligence and government agencies. After all, you know who launched it, who built it, the first rocket, people to the moon and atmosphere, stratosphere. Yeah, Werner von Braun, the father of the weapons of V1, V2 in Germany. He's the guy who built rocket for Americans and put up people on the moon. The goal of the program was to gain German technologies, know-how and expertise in order to provide Germany a competitive advantage over the Soviet Union during the Cold War. The program name derived from the practice of attaching the paperclip, a symbol of approval for admission into the United States, to foreign scientists. Under the effort, nearly 1,600 German scientists, many of them were active in the Nazi leadership, and their families were relocated to the United States. Just let me break this down for you. So 1,600 scientists was being brought from Germany to the United States. But what nobody says in the United States, that from these 1,600 scientists, maybe a handful stayed in US. Because when the Americans got what they need after Second World War, 10, 15, 20 years, they returned them back to the Germany. That is the fact. So paperclip, I go for the visa in US, usually they get to put paperclip on your application. That's the reason why it's called paperclip. 1,600 scientists. 1,600. Russians got even more. Among those hired as a part of Operation Paperclip were prominent scientists such as Werner von Braun. This is the guy, the rocket scientist who designed the V rocket for the Nazi Germany. He became very crucial for US space program, overseeing the development of a Saturn V rocket that, as I say, would take Americans to the moon. So the German built a terrifying weapon and then later rocket for Americans. Many Americans were initially averse to recruiting former Nazi scientists and officials. Supporters of the effort, on the other hand, say that the Soviet Union was also recruiting German expertise, and the United States should do all possible to stay ahead of the arms race. So maybe you know some of them, they're truthful or not. Now we know all 5 of them, they're truthful, and from paperclip to the, things they've done in snatching submarine in front of the Russians, that's true. The secrets are supposed to be hidden. However, you can't hide them. Time is there, and time will always allow people to learn somebody else's secrets. Doesn't matter how deep or far away you're storing them. They always come on the surface. Feel free to subscribe, share, like and comment, and leave in the comment section below what do you think about particularly Operation Paperclip. Thank you for watching.